There's a lot that happens around the world we cannot control. We cannot stop earthquakes, we cannot prevent droughts, and we cannot prevent all conflict, but when we know where the hunger, the homeless, and the sick exist, then we can help.
There are a lot of things that people don't understand. And one of them is parts of life that we deal with that keep us from moving forward because of labels that we're given. And some of those labels are addict, mentally ill, homeless, disabled, battered. Some people just don't understand some of the things that we go through that might just find a way to get help for. We might just be able to find a way to get help for with resources available to us. And we have to want to work toward them, but we have to want people to help us through it. So I am definitely someone that is all of the above. Those are the things that I was known for. But this is something I would really like people to know me for. I'm a woman of God, a woman that loves deeply my son, my family, my friends. Resilient in the light of struggles I've had to weather in order to conquer the storm, which happens to be passing over. Thanks be to God. Thank you. I've worked 12, almost 15 years for Highland Hospital, starting from medical records and Cherie Garcia, through radiology with Milton Griffin and Heather Duke. And I've had to end my career because of circumstances that any one of us could go through. And I'm here now, but any one of us could be here at any time. Retell your story.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Gay Toy. I am considered an addict, mentally ill, I am homeless, and I am disabled. Which is okay with me because nobody really knows me. Now, I'm not sure what it is I see in myself, but I know what my mother saw. She saw someone who could and would do, at least trying. So, nothing beats a failure but a try. So I keep trying. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Terrence Robinson. I've been living here in Crossroads for approximately a couple of months here, and people view me as a homeless person, but to me, I'm here to get help. And what I would like people to view me as, this person here who's always positive. I'm working on things to better my life, and I'm sure they can too, because I have, and I'm still working on it every day. Change is possible. There's nothing you can't do. So don't be discouraged or anything, man. Just stay positive, stay strong.
Okay. All of the above, homeless, mentally disabled, broke, stripper, you name it. I do have a degree, but that doesn't seem to matter. Sometimes you still get stigmatized. But I'm working on it, and I'm working on myself. So I feel pretty good about that. And I don't mind being in a housing program as long as I'm like doing the best I can do. So that's how I feel about homelessness and stuff. And stigma is not fair. And this is how, oops, I need people to remember me, that I am kind and I'm a free spirit, and I do believe that most people are genuinely good. So even though I've been misled a lot, I still believe that because I feel like I'm genuinely a good person. Reverse the label, retell your story.
So this is how people view me, as a faggot, homosexual, or whatever. But this is not what I want to be known as. This is not just me. I would like to be known as a community activist and advocate. I work with people living with HIV, and I'm an advocate for them. I go out into the community and I spread awareness and talk to people about prevention and stuff like that. So this is what I would like to be known as. Reverse the label, retell your story.
So people view me as a faggot. The word has a lot of hurtful things behind it, like just being a homosexual in Oakland. It's very hurtful to hear this word. I'm not sure if people really know the definition of what the word is, but it's far from homosexual, and it hurts. You know, it hurts. I don't feel that I'm really being treated like a human being. I just feel that people just see this, they just see my sexual orientation and they just judge me accordingly, and it's not fair. I would like to be known for my kind heart. I have a lot to offer. I've been a musician in church since I was 14 years old. I'm 28, and I've been playing for one church for 14 years. I'm a married man, in love with my wife, and I have a lot to offer to the world. I just don't want to be known as a negative, but just take time and just look at people's heart and see what they have to offer that's good to the world. Reverse the label, retell your story.
Hi, I'm a trans woman, but many people refer to me by this derogatory name, a tranny. But I'd rather be known as this, Dr. Dream, a performance artist who's an actress, writer, and poet, and mouth musician. Reverse the label, retell your story.
Homeless, not hopeless.
Poverty is not a lack of character. It is a lack of money, a lack of opportunity, a lack of investment. It is when society turns its back and makes you invisible.
Hello. A lot of people see me and view me as a homeless man. You know, they think I'm an addict. They think that I'm lazy. They think that I can't work. Like, I'm unfunctionable and I'm not fit for society. But the truth is, people really should take the time to understand my mind. I came from a poor education and re-entered college and have a degree in social studies and substance abuse counseling. I've been able to help my community in many projects and be out there and help people with substance abuse issues. You know, it's not the outward appearance that most people should go by. Sometimes it's taking the time and getting to know an individual like myself. And maybe if you hear my story, maybe you would be able to wise up and be able to see that some things are not always what they seem. Reverse the label and retell your story.
People see me as just being a homeless person. I know nothing, I do nothing, and I get high all the time. But that's not really who I am. I'm the best damn barber you ever want to meet. I cut hair like it ain't no tomorrow. I candlelight in the dark and the rain, any given day of the week. And this is who I really am. Reverse the label and retell your story.
My name is Denise Jeffries, and people always see me as homeless, which is a horrible way to be, a horrible way to live, but what I would like to be known as a courageous woman. Because I do have self-esteem and the courage to do this. Reverse the label, retell your story.
People who view me as homeless generally just see me as someone who don't want to work, someone who, just hitting rock bottom and hanging on from minute to minute. But I'd rather be seen as a hard-working father who enjoyed being a dad to two lovely girls. I like to brag particularly about my kids. I mean, my youngest one is the first one in our family to graduate from college. My oldest one was, she became a mechanical engineer. She worked for NASA. She works for another satellite company now. It's a lot to be proud of. First the label, retell your story, and
I have been known as a homeless veteran. What I want to be known as is an engaged citizen who helps veterans. So I became known as a homeless veteran when I got evicted here in San Francisco in an owner move-in. And at that time, I really didn't even expect to get any help. And then I learned as a Vietnam veteran that I was entitled, and the VA and Swords to Plowshares helped me out a lot in terms of, at my age, not having to be on the street and deal with all that, and to be in safe, secure housing with other veterans. Now, while I was doing that, I became aware of just how much veterans are not taken care of in this country. And I became aware of the fact that a lot of these veterans on the street have mental health challenges and they're not getting addressed, and that a sizable number of veterans are in prisons. There are 700,000 veterans in prison right now. And I also learned that our country, the United States, has 5% of the population. We have 25% of the world's prisoners. That means 1 out of 4 prisoners on the planet are in this country. That really disgusts me as somebody who went in to defend democracy. I think we can do a lot better. And I think we can do a lot better at providing mental health services for the veterans who are in prison. And these are the kind of things that I'm working with my fellow veterans to try and get implemented, because these are the policy changes that we need in this country. Thank you for your service isn't enough. Reverse the label, retell your story.
Go ahead.
All right, homeless. How do I feel about it? It's a shame. I'm a veteran, I shouldn't be homeless. I fought in the war for the United States, they turned it back on 90% of our veterans. And I feel that homeless is a disgrace. It's a matter of choice, but it's sad if you are a veteran and they say this is the what? The great USA? Another person come from another country and get the red carpet. I'm here, I can't get green carpet. But that's up to the politicians. But I'm blessed. Even though I'm homeless, I am blessed. I'm very blessed.
Hey, how you doing today? My name is Davin Smith here, and been honored to be here to take this video. Since I've been working here at EOCP as an employee, I've been called a lot of things, but one of the main things is arrogant. I think maybe because I'm quiet or a military person, very direct, authoritative, not in a bad way. I just come and do my job. But I would really love people to realize that I'm a very humble man. Very humble. Just recently, I'm sharing this with the world so everybody can see this. 46 years old. I just had a brand new baby girl on 2/17, 16. Her name is Queen Corell. And I think that God really sent her there to slow me down in a lot of things that I do, man. Maintain being a father. Thought I was going to be buck wild. My youngest son is 18, and I thought I was going to be free, but that little girl has been sent here to truly humble me. So anybody who sees this, who knows me at work, understand I come here to be a servant, and I'm here for everybody. And remember, man, humble man, love my job, great father, and I'm always learning and growing. Thank you so much. Always remember, reverse the label, retell your story.
People look at me as being naive, but what I really want to be looked at as a is being a caring person. I feel as though I'm looked at as naive for the things that I do for people, and maybe they don't have the same type of heart that I have, or the things that they've been through can make them, you know, look as a bad person or something. But I still want to be a caring person to those people, and maybe me being caring can help change them or put a smile on someone's face, and maybe they'll put a smile on someone else's face. So instead of being used, I look at it as being used by God. Reverse the label, retell your story.
People view me as a thug, but I'm here to let you know that I'm not. I'm a different person from the inside out, and oftentimes I think that people should know the inside of the person before judging their character. Just because I look a certain way or I may act a certain way doesn't mean that I'm that person. I've been told that I sold drugs. I've been told that I'm a drug trafficker. Oftentimes they call me a narco. That's a word for a drug trafficker in Spanish. What I want people to know is that I don't want to be known as a thug, and I want to be known for put that on the floor real quick. What I'd like to be known for is for my generosity and my compassion in helping people. I'm a peaceful man. Reverse the label. Retila etiqueta.
I would prefer to be known as Carmen. And part of that comes because I've experienced when people call me the sister or the nun, is I become an object in which there's assumptions of what I am or who I am or how I am. And I prefer to be known as Carmen and come to be known as an individual who has made a choice of how I live my life. And because it's not the same through other lifestyles. We don't walk around saying, hey, Mrs., or hey, person, or hey, it's like others aren't defined so much by their lifestyle. And if they are, I make a very strong statement. I remember once reading a birthday calendar where everybody was like Mrs. Joseph Barsotti and Mrs. Kenneth somebody. And I wrote in and I said, you know, my mother has a name. And if she could be identified by her name rather than by the title associated with who the man is that she's married to. And so just consciously letting everybody be individuals rather than identified by a title alone as if that's what defines them.
People have labeled me as non-Hispanic. I want to be known for what I am, a Mexican. The reason I don't like the label non-Hispanic is just because people don't understand that just because I'm not short or brown skinned, I'm still Mexican. People assume that you have to be short and brown to be considered or be part of the Mexican culture. And I am Mexican. I have lived in Mexico all of my life. And it is a very rich culture, and we come in all sizes and all colors. Reverse the label, retell your story.
People call me a lady, and I'm really just an old-fashioned laddie. Lady is wrong on so many different levels. 1, I'm not that polite. 2, I'm not that reserved. 3, I'm not that rich. 4, I'm not that white. So I'm not a lady on any level. But people think it's polite to say, hey, lady, or to walk into a room and say, hey, ladies, what are you doing? It assumes so much, from gender to race to class to history. It's time that we be done with the word lady and hey, ladies. So what would I like to be known as? Well, me in general. But if you need to put a gender label on me, or you need to put a class label or ethnicity or a history label, you can reach to my Irish roots and call me laddie. You know, hey, laddie, how are you doing? Top of the morning, laddie. You know, that kind of thing. Because I'm really just one of those Irish people born here in the US, but with lots of Irish history. So don't call me a lady, call me a laddie. Reverse the label, retell your story.
So this is a label that I've been given, prostitute uneducated. And I'd like to be known as intelligent, articulate, sensitive, and sensual. I used to do massage, and when I would tell people that I did massage, the look that I got on their faces was as if I was saying that I was a prostitute. Or if I said I did body work, then the response was, oh, you work on cars. So no one has ever called me a prostitute to my face, but it's been the look. It's been the uncomfortable laugh. It's been the turning away. And then when I applied for a business license in Menlo Park, I had to go through this same procedure that a sex worker would have to do. I had to be fingerprinted and have a background check, whereas any other business person goes in, they pay their money, they sign the piece of paper, they walk out with a business license. We had to have a background check. We had to go before the city council and be approved. All because of massage and the perceptions that people have of that. Reverse the label, retell your story.
People view me as disabled.
People view me as a domestic violence victim.
They think that I can't work, I can't do normal things.
They think that I'm just gullible and a fool for falling victim.
But I want people to know me as a person of God, you know, human, just like you.
I want people to know me for my motivational speaking, my loyalty and realness. Reverse the label, retell your story.
Hi, my name is Stanley Riley. People call me Stan. And I don't like to be labeled disabled. I am not a lazy person. I will get a job. It's just that when I work, it hurts my feet and my legs because I have a problem with my feet. I'm a diabetic. I have neuropathy. And it hurts like real bad. It hurts so bad I can't even describe the pain. But I'm not like, what I like to be viewed as is being kind and helping people. I'm a very kind person, and I know it. I had got that from my mother and my father. And that's something that I will never let nobody take from me, being kind and helping people. Because when I do it, it makes me feel good, and it reminds me of my parents. because my mom and my dad, they would go out of their way to help people, to be there for a person when they really need them. And that's what I would like to be known as, being kind and helping people.
Yeah, I do get viewed as disabled, and people not everybody understands that some disabilities do affect you in different ways. And, it makes people give up that I see around me trying to help themselves because they feel like nobody's going to help them, and they're just a number. Nobody has much faith, in having people, feeling like I can be trusted, trust given information. They just feel like everything's going against them. Suffering with a disability is real. I don't care who you are. Until people can start seeing that and helping each other, it's just going to keep going the same way it is, to where people are going to just see negative light instead of positive light with people.
People have labeled me as being disabled and an addict, but what I would like people to know is that I'm honest, friendly, helpful, and patient. I was disabled. I dropped out at 10th grade from the Learning Center, which they used to call special ed. 2 weeks later, I had a job at your local hospital, working the medical floor as a nursing aide. A few years later, I got a CNA, became certified, and then I became a supervisor, a CNA coordinator, which most people with learning disabilities, they think that they can't do it. I could do it, but it took me a year longer than the other students, but it was something I like to do because I'm patient, I'm friendly, and I like people.
Mental illness is an equal opportunity illness. Every one of us is impacted by mental illness. 1 in 5 adults are dealing with this illness, and many are not seeking help because the stigma prevents that. Margaret Lawson.
Good morning. Most people consider me mentally ill, or that I have a mental illness, which is not so much the case. I would like to be remembered for my perspective, my contribution, my existence. Reverse the label, retell your story.
My name's Clay Collier. I live in the Oakland Bay Area. People seem to know me as having a mental disability known as bipolar. Although, instead of being known as being bipolar, I'd rather have people know me as being strong and funny. Thank you. Reverse the label, retell the story.
Hello, my name is Brett Torres, and I have 2 mental illnesses, bipolar and OCD. They surfaced in me when I was around 16, which is kind of a typical onset for bipolar. However, I don't want to be known for this mental illness. I want to be known for the skills that I cultivate, which are being a musician, a poet, and a logician. Bipolar is a double-edged sword. It has advantages and disadvantages. I think every mindset has an advantage and disadvantage. I think being neuronormal has advantages and disadvantages, and so I wanted to find a way to maximize my advantages and minimize my disadvantages. And I feel like I can maximize my advantages by putting the energy and hard work of bipolar into these 3 trades. So.
Hi, my name is Joe Ranj. I was diagnosed bipolar when I was 18. I'm now 35 and doing well. Most of my life I was ashamed of being bipolar, and I'm starting to embrace it and accept it for not all bad. So I don't really look at myself as mentally ill. I look at myself more as a builder, a buddy, and a best friend.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm 26 years old and I've been diagnosed with a mood disorder. Rather than being known for this, I would rather be known and think of myself as an artist and a scholar, and being intelligent and kind and funny and creative. Reverse the label, retell your story.
I've struggled my whole life with mental illness. 3 years ago, I was diagnosed bipolar and schizoaffective disorder. But what I want to be known as is smart, compassionate, and fearless. Reverse the label, retell your story.
Hi, my name's Daniel. I am diagnosed with bipolar disorder, but what I really want to be known for is being a composer, musician, sensitive, a dreamer, and a mountain man. Reverse the label, retell your story.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Milhone. I am the creator of the Reverse the Label project. I am also have been labeled as mentally ill. At 11 years old, I was diagnosed with a mental illness, and at 18 years old, I was told that I would never be stable enough to graduate high school, let alone go to graduate school. But now today, I am a graduate student at Smith College for social work, creating this video and hopefully empowering people to retell their story. And I would like to be known as a change agent and reversing the label for others. Thank you. Reverse the label, retell your story. So, hello, my name is Rebecca. I am a graduate student at Smith College of Social Work. Reverse the Label is my project. It's about giving a second chance, a second look at people who have been discriminated against, who are either addicts, mentally ill, homeless, disabled because of their sexual orientation, or otherwise. Stigma is not just an overt behavior. It's also a covert behavior. It is internalized by many of these people on these videos. It is something that is spread, that becomes a social disease. And it stops people from progressing. It stops people from believing in who they want to be. And I wanted to do this project because it's time for us to retell our story, to show who we really are, and to get support from the communities around us, and to get resources for what we need, and to advocate for the people who may not have a voice. So I hope that this video will not only educate but also bring about some internal empowerment. And so reverse the label, retell your story.